This is the Fifth Estate Winning Headlines, your media police post, coming to you from the Fort Hall School of Government in Nairobi, Kenya. In this segment, we summarize some of the headlines that you may have missed this morning, but we also take a look at the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 26th of July 2022, and I am 2J.
I am 2M.
And I am JM. In case you missed the headlines this morning, here they are. In the Daily Nation, the big standoff. In the Standard, IEBC defends trial as central firm goes quiet. In the Star, lucrative Uhuru and Ruto pension perks. And in the People Daily, Nidhi bus crash toll raises to 35. Very, very sad day for the families. A sad few days for the families of the Nidhi bus crash.
Yeah.
Very sad incident indeed.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right.
To kick us off.
So, dear Kenyans, the presidential debate is no longer important because it's possible that there will be no election at all.
Yes.
We can no longer say that we are running a free, fair, credible, and transparent election. That would not be honest. We're walking into a questionable election being run by an electoral commission that doesn't know its elbow from its nose. Why did the IEBC wait until the middle of the night, 1 a.m. to be precise, to release a new statement? It is 13 points long, giving an update to the nation on the deployment of technology in the 2022 election. Points 1 to 3 appear to be borrowed from the Smartmatic website, so I will ignore them.
Yes.
But the rest of the statement makes me worried. In fact, all of the statements released by CHEBUKATI in the last 5 days do not give me confidence. But having gone through the most recent statement, I have many questions. I will just share a few of them. My first question is in regards to these 3 Venezuelans. The question is simple. Are these men even employees of Smartmatic? Following the arrest and investigation conducted by DCI, they discovered that the Venezuelans had been invited into the country by a company called Seamless Limited. A letter claims that one Jose Camargo was in Kenya to implement a project for IEBC. The letter also claims that Seamless is a local service partner of Smartmatic International. But in their previous letters, IEBC told us that the foreigners were here as employees of Smartmatic. Why didn't they mention Seamless then?
Yes.
And if it is true that Seamless is indeed a local service provider on behalf of Smartmatic, why has IEBC never mentioned them before? Why did DCI have to unearth this mysterious letter before CHEBUKATI was forced to tell us the truth? If IEBC has a contract with Smartmatic, then CHEBUKATI is the one who should have invited these Venezuelans to Kenya.
Yes.
Why did the CEO of Smartmatic, one Abdullahi Mohammed, invite these Venezuelans? Is the election contract with Smartmatic or Seamless? Who is in control? My second question is about these mysterious stickers and how they entered the country. Again, this is another simple question that has no simple answer.
Yes.
Kenya is a country with 47 counties. Fact. And according to the IEBC, the stickers found with the Venezuelans are meant for the election. Okay. But why did the Venezuelans only appear with 17 rolls for 10 counties? If there was no scheme, the Venezuelans should have stickers for all 47 counties.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And is it a coincidence that the stickers brought into the country are from predominantly central Kenya counties?
Yes.
No coincidences during election season.
6 out of 10 of the county stickers that arrived from Venezuela are from Gema counties.
Yes.
To make matters worse, the stickers were found in the personal luggage of these men. Why? Why is it that when the ballot papers arrived, CHEBUKATI took the media, the police, and his preferred commissioners to receive the package from the airport?
Why?
All in the name of transparency. If he's telling us the truth, he should be consistent.
That's right.
the stickers should have been received with the same fanfare. But that is just my opinion. For some reason, transparency is non-existent when it comes to this election.
Yes.
But the point remains. CHEBUKATI has some serious questions to answer, and he must do so now. Who is Abdullahi Mohammed, and what is his connection to IEBC, and what is his role in this election? Why did election material arrive in a personal suitcase with no warning it was arriving? In fact, if the DCI had not found those Venezuelans, where were those stickers going?
Yes.
To a house in Karen, maybe? Is Seamless mentioned in the IEBC tender agreement? Why have they become a player in this election and done so in secret?
Yes.
And ultimately, the most pressing question, can we say that August 9th, 2022 should happen if CHEBUKATI can't tell us what is really going on?
You know, Tujay, if you remember, during COVID, every consignment that the Ministry of Health received was received, whether it was 6 a.m., whether it was 5:30 p.m., it was received by the Minister in charge of Health.
Yeah.
Right? Whether there were 3 needles or 2 masks, they were received publicly.
Mutai Kagwe was there to receive it, yeah.
Mutai Kagwe was there.
So there's some monkey business going on.
Iko kitu.
Bukusu Mafia?
Hiyo ndio kitu.
Isli Mafia?
Labda hiyo ndio kitu ingine.
We need answers, that's the point.
We have on this table told you many times of the possibility of a nexus between William Ruto and Wafula Chebukati. But what we have not told you is the mechanics of it. Today we'll drop a hypothesis that is most probable. Smartmatic is in concert with Chebukati and Ruto could have tampered with the voter register. Their aim, to have Ruto win with 1 million votes. This hypothesis is informed by a chain of events from June this year up until some Venezuelans were found with Kenya's election materials in their underwear.
Totally unacceptable.
But before we give you the hypothesis, allow us to give you a bit of background. We'll focus on just 2 constants. One, on June 2nd, 2022, William Ruto called some Mzungus and told them that 1 million voters had been removed from his strongholds. Ruto did this even before the audit by KPMG on the voter register was public. Here is a clip.
Have somehow disappeared from the register. It's in the public domain. And I think even the IEBC have said they are doing some remedial steps. Those kind of attempts are dangerous. And how did close to 1 million names disappear from the register? And many of those names are people from what we consider our stronghold.
Question is, how did Ruto know that 1 million voters had been moved from his strongholds? 2, in 2017, Smartmatic, on their own admission, told us that their system manipulated voter turnout in the Venezuelan presidential election by at least 1 million votes. This was said by none other than their CEO, Antonia Mugisha. Here is a clip.
It is therefore with the deepest regret that we have to report that the turnout numbers on Sunday, 30th of July for the Constituent Assembly in Venezuela were tampered with.
Both events have a constant figure, 1 million, 2 different elections.
That's right.
One in South America, one in Africa, same company, same fiasco, but the same 1 million pops up. Back to our hypothesis. When the Venezuelans were searched, they had IEBC materials assigned to 10 counties across 10,000 polling stations. In 8 out of those 10 counties, Gema has a majority. Now, if Smartmatic manipulated the Venezuelan election with at least 1 million votes, we must assume the same can happen in Kenya. And if the Kenya election is manipulated with 1 million votes, we can assume Ruto is behind it.
Of course.
The premise here is whoever smelt it, dealt it. Supposing the game was to manipulate the Kenyan election with the same 1 million votes, Smartmatic would only need to manipulate 100 votes each in every 10,000 polling stations.
Simple.
And you wouldn't even know it.
Yep.
If Ruto was to win the election with 1 million manipulated votes across all 46,000 polling stations, he would only require to steal 20 votes per polling station. And because smartmatic systems will be in every KIEMS kit, this is the most probable scenario. Please note that the voter register is already loaded in the KIEMS kit.
Yep.
But why are we focusing on Ruto and not Raila, you may ask? If you lost 1 million voters in your strongholds, what would be your reaction? Wouldn't you be doing tear gas Mondays? Wouldn't you be protesting and demanding for a whole new voter register process? In short, Ruto will be up in arms demanding for immediate action on IEBC and its commissioners. Instead, he's IEBC's greatest defender. William Ruto is a new de facto spokesman of Wafula Chebukati. The only reason he's lashing out at Kinoti and telling him to watch out Ujinga is because he knows Kinoti has cracked the matter.
Yeah.
He always does.
Dear DCI Kinoti, it is time you save this country from the fellowship of wolves. Chebukati and Hussein Marjan must be arrested ASAP.
Yep.
And if William Ruto is found criminally culpable of aiding the rigging plot, then he too must be arrested. And if any of those hustler rascals get in your way, shoot them. Come on, buy.
These are electoral offences. These are also criminal offences. At some point, Marjan has to be arrested.
Absolutely.
Surely. That is the only logical conclusion
Right.
we can arrive at after what we have seen in the past few days.
How
The
are you
commissioner of IEBC has to be arrested.
Yes.
How are you the CEO of IEBC, head of the procurement committee, and when you are asked whether you knew about Smartmatic
say,
transgressions,
I was not aware.
you are not aware. So
see,
what
you're
is your
not
job? You're
Precisely.
criminally liable.
Yeah. There's all sorts of legislation in this country, ethics and anti-corruption, DCI, all of them. They should all trade in their guns, backed by the law, of course, on all these omissions, crimes of omission and crimes of commission. Anyway, today I have a story for the Gema Nation. It is a cautionary tale about herd mentality.
Yes.
And it is one of our favorites here at the Fort Hall School of Government. And by the way, this is a true story. So, a few years ago, a small fixed-wing aircraft crashed in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It was a routine internal flight from Kinshasa to Bandundu city.
Yes.
And the plane crashed just before landing. 20 people died, including the 2 pilots, but 1 passenger luckily survived. Aircraft investigators examined the wreckage and found it to be in good mechanical order. The plane was modern and in good condition. Weather and visibility were excellent. The 2 pilots, Chris Wilson from England and Danny Philemot from Belgium, were both qualified and experienced. There was no good reason to explain the crash. Finally, they got around to interviewing the survivor. And he explained what happened. It was something no one could ever have imagined. It turns out that one of the passengers had hidden a young crocodile in their backpack. Because it was illegal, they had to smuggle it on board. Now, all of the luggage was stacked at the rear of the plane, behind the passengers. As the plane was coming in to land, the young crocodile, teenage crocodile, got loose. The stewardess, in panic, ran to the front of the plane to tell the pilots. The passengers saw her running away from the crocodile, and obviously they panicked. They all ran after her, running away from this teenage crocodile. In seconds, all the plane's weight shifted to the front, and it went into a dive.
Oh gosh.
The pilot told everybody he tried his best to get back, but with the plane now in a 90-degree nosedive, they couldn't climb back up. The pilots couldn't pull the plane out of the dive, and it plowed at full speed headfirst into the ground, and kaboom! Ladies and gentlemen, that is how a teenage crocodile caused a plane crash in the DRC. But what really caused the crash was the irrational panic induced by herd mentality.
Yeah.
I love it.
Think about it. This was a tiny crocodile that could fit into a bag about this big. The worst it could do was give you a small bite. But nobody was thinking. Nobody, like these Kikuyus, nobody's thinking. Everyone, like Kikuyus right now, who are not thinking about the consequences of voting for William Ruto. They were just copying everybody else and just following the herd. Herd mentality is a strong force.
Yes.
Do not underrate it. It overrides logic, it overrides questioning, debate, reasoning, and even common sense.
Oh, yes.
We have seen entire nations like Rwanda make bad decisions, and Germany, and be led to wars and genocides because of herd mentality.
My goodness.
Because each individual fears being different, or fears being left out, or being ostracized.
Yes.
Well, my Kikuyu countrymen, the time to resist herd mentality is this point, the point at which you find yourself going along with conventional wisdom.
Yes.
You can't explain why it is you are desperately wanting to vote for William Ruto. You're just going with the flow. This is the time to change it. You still have an opportunity on August 9th to change your mind. Otherwise, once you've joined this herd, the herd mentality, there ain't no coming back.
Yes.
There are no second chances in this kind of game. You will be stuck to whoever you vote for the next 5 years. And if it's William Ruto you choose and he wins, prepare yourselves for a good 24 years of Moism without Moi.
William Ruto, Willie Gator dictator.
Well, we have a 3-part criteria that we use to assess the headlines: topical, speculative, repetitive, or groundbreaking, and thoughtful, or just plain lazy. Now, I think with People Daily, we recognize Nili bus crash.
Yep.
A lot of folks have died there. It's very, very sad. Very sad.
Terribly sad, yeah. I think out of respect, we won't toss it, we'll just park it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But the rest, I think we toss. There's
Toss.
no
No
winning
winning
headline.
headline.
A whole lot of them.
Did you want to say something about the cartoon?
I wanted to propose a winning cartoon without going into too much detail.
Yeah.
Ahead of with today's presidential debate in mind, the cartoon from Ozone.
Absolutely.
We have 2 podiums for the presidential debate 2022, and in the spread across the stage, we have all 4 of the presidential aspirants.
Yeah.
Of course, noticeably is Baba peeking in the back.
Yeah.
We have Wajakoya sitting in the front, looking as cool as ever. Ruto peeking as well. Why is Ruto peeking? And then
Because he's afraid of Wajakoya.
but then we also have the 4th presidential candidate. Forgive me, sir, I don't know your name.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, we'll see how this debate goes tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see
As
how
if
it goes.
debates matter anymore. Right?
So that gives us then our winning cartoon.
Yes, from Ozone.
Fantastic. So we have a winning cartoon from Ozone in the Star. No winning headline. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. We're also on your TV screens. Find us on Pang Free to Go TV and Star Times. I'm on TikTok at Mainawakagam.
Tuje?
I'm on Twitter, but also on this table as always.
On Twitter at Kmaina and TikTok at Kandabongo.
So I need to join TikTok.
Kabisa.
All right.
What are you doing there? You've been lazy, man.
Yeah, you're 2 years late, eh?
Right.
All right, folks. Good night.
God bless.